The referee is Aaron Jackson. It looks as though York City have won the toss. They will kick towards the empty north stand for the first half of this game. Bromley will get the game underway in their predominantly all-white kit. They have a black line over the shoulders and down the side of the shirts and down the shorts. Black socks. Referee just checking they only have 11 players on the field. I presume they do. Quite a good number of Bromley fans have made the longest trip from Kent as well, southeast London. 150 or so at the far side of the ground. The referee is now ready, checks with his fourth official on this near side, Neil Ardley. In black jumper and black trousers. Gets ready to start his watch at the side of the pitch. And the referee just not happy with something over that far side. Just pointing down to the other side of the pitch where those Bromley fans are. Now he blows his whistle and the game is underway. Bromley have it on this left-hand side with Ryan Jones. He comes forward as Jones, making his debut today on loan from Bristol Rovers. Two men in the Bromley side making their first starts for their new club. Jones is one of them, Olamola's the other one. City come forward down the right-hand side from Fallowfield. Akinyemi can't get there, it goes behind. And that will be a goal kick. I'm led to believe the Ugler family not here today. Happy 60th birthday to Julianne Ugler. She's probably got some big party somewhere, which explains their absence today. Grant Smith, actually the Bromley goalkeeper, was at Yeovil last season when the Uglers were involved there. So he'll be well aware of the likes of Xander Saziba, who's on the bench today for York City, for Callum Harriott, who also had a spell at Yeovil last season. That ball is put into touch far side of the field for a Bromley throw-in halfway inside the York City half. What's the first job here today, Scott? To try and keep Bromley quiet, because they're going well. Yeah,
like Bromley are always a good side. But like I said, when we have played them in the past, especially like last year, you just have to be defensively solid. You know, they're very dangerous at front in Cheek. If we can keep him quiet, like we have done the 2 games previous last season, you know, I think we come away with positive, but at first we got to be defensively solid. Yeah, 6 goals to his name, Michael Cheek, as Bromley try and come forward down the left-hand side. Whiteley can't keep that in play. Ironic cheers as he slips on the edge of the pitch. The ball goes behind, and that'll be a York City goal kick that Callum Howe does the job of the ball boys. There's 4 of them sitting there on the seats. They've all stayed rooted to their seats. So Callum Howe has gone and walked down towards the corner flag to retrieve the ball. He gives it to Ryan Whitley, who places it in his 6-yard box and then gives it immediately back to the former Harrogate Town and Solihull defender, who belts it long down the right-hand side of the field. John Lewis, little push in the back of Byron Webster. He was also offside. John Lewis doesn't agree with the decision, has a quick word with the linesman. Byron Webster still going strong at the age of 36. 19 years now since he made his debut for York City under Chris Brass back in 2004. He's another player that's played at Yeovil in the past. Played at a much higher level though at Millwall too. And Smith comes out of his area. I'm trying to remember, was it 2-0 or 2-1 that York City beat? 2-1 I think, wasn't it, at the back end of last season when Grant Smith was in goal for Yeovil? Yes, yeah. We got away with that day as well, because I thought Yeovil were the better side. I was very nervous on the touchline, I'm telling you.
John Lewis penalised once more for a push on a Coley. Just inside the York City half, and it'll be a chance for Bromley to send the ball long into that penalty area. Byron Webster turns to Andy Woodman, his manager, and says, am I all right to go forward? He says yes. They swing it out to this left-hand side instead. Jones keeps it in play by the corner flag, and then he's going to win a corner for the visitors. The first corner kick in the 3rd minute, and it goes to Bromley down this left-hand side. Most of the game so far has been in the half that York City are defending.
Yeah, it's a bit sloppy, that. No, we give away a free kick on just inside the half, and yeah, we just left the wing back in his own. Clip over the top, you know, got a cross in, got blocked, and now it's a corner. No, it's little things like that shouldn't happen.
Lee, on loan from Preston, dinks the corner into the middle. He's the 3rd change this Bromley side today. Still not cleared by York City though. Webster brings it down his chest on the penalty spot. John Lewis is back there to hook it clear up to halfway and into touch on the far side of the field.
It's kind of an area where we need to improve on a lot. No, we spoke about it in training yesterday, the game on Tuesday. I think over 75% on Tuesday from corners and free kicks, or we didn't deal with. It's something probably we haven't dealt with in the last 2 years. It's an Achilles heel of ours, and set pieces, corners. But we know that we need to get it right, and we need to win the first contact.
Thrown down the line over the head of McLaughlin it goes, and it's picked up over that far side of the field by Olamola. He can't do anything with it though. City clear up towards Akinyemi. Bromley recycle the ball back to Webster. How much time has gone into training with Paddy McLaughlin playing at the left wing back?
Yesterday.
Just one day?
Just one day.
Do you think is that difficult? I know it's your side of the pitch. How difficult would that be for a central midfielder, do you think, to try and slot in over there?
It is difficult. It probably is difficult, but he's played there numerous times. He's played left back. You know, when I played for Gateshead, I played on the left side of a 3 once at Gateshead, and he played left wing back alongside of me. So he has played that position before, but when you don't play for it in a long time, it is something you need to get used to. But I'm sure he's going to get all of the information from the gaffer and the assistant for what he needs to do today.
He can't stop that cross coming into the box. Passley, Whitley doesn't claim that, but he's been fouled by Michael Cheek. Maybe a slightly soft decision by the referee. Cheek holds his hands out, doesn't agree with it. I remember last season as well, the start of last season. Sorry, no, a couple of years ago now it'll be. Speaking to Russ Penn down at Kidderminster, who's big mates with Paddy McLaughlin, and he said he feels as though his best position now would be as a full-back or a wing-back, and he'd be actually better out there than he is in central midfield.
Everyone says that because he's got a fantastic engine. You know, he's one of the fittest, one of the fittest players I've seen. But yeah, you know, he can play a number of roles. You know, he's played wing back, left wing, left back, holding midfield, attacking midfield. So I don't think it's a job he can't do. But yeah, I'm sure that if he does play, obviously he's playing that today, he'll do a job whatever he plays. Dan Batty gets his first touch in the centre of the field. He gives it to Ollie Dyson. Out to the left-hand side to Smith, who can come forward to halfway. Scott Burgess. Burgess to McLaughlin. McLaughlin turns, tries to play it down the line towards John Lewis. And Coley's going to get there first, though, and he gives it back to his goalkeeper. Still 0-0. No real chances on goal. 6 minutes gone. BBC Radio York on our FM frequencies and online. Long ball downfield from Bromley. Whitley has to come out of his area, and then safety first. Puts it straight into touch, far side of the field. Throw into Bromley halfway inside the York City half. Good starting position from Ryan Whitley. Yeah, great starting position, but again, one ball over the top. You know, beats one centre half and goes past the other one. And like I said, there's little things like that we need to be better at. Oh, given away by Batty sloppily as he tried to find Fallowfield on this left-hand side. Picked up by Jones. He drives forward towards the edge of the York City penalty area. Little reverse ball to Whiteley. Into the middle it comes. Cut out this time by Fallowfield at the expense of a throw. Full-time score in the early kick-off if you missed it. Luton 0, Tottenham 1. Good win for Tottenham that. They did batter Luton in that first half, but they also went down to 10 men towards the end of the first period, but scored in the second half, so they win by a goal to 0. Sunderland 0, Middlesbrough 4. Another game where a man was sent off in the first half. Bromley come forward, take on the shot from 30 yards to Coley into the south stand. The lads in the south stand, the lads and lasses in the south stand, and that's danger averted once more. 0-0 at half-time. Sunderland had a player sent off right at the end of that first half. They then succumbed in the second half and collapsed to a 4-0 home defeat to their big local rivals. Goals elsewhere in the 3 o'clock. Southampton 1, Rotherham 0 in the Championship, and Sutton 1, Walsall 0 in League 2. Coverage of Harrogate Town's trip to Newport County is on DAB if you want that. No goals as we stand this afternoon in any of the games in the National League. The late kick-off in the National League is at Dorking Wanderers today. I think they're playing Barnet. City have it over halfway. Fallowfield, little flick around the corner, can't find Akinyemi, and it's going to break all the way across the left-hand side to McLaughlin. He gives it to Dyson. Dyson to Howe. Howe infield to Batty. Back to Callum Howe. Fallowfield. Batty. City knocking it around the back. Corner. Lays it off back to Batty. He then gives it to Smith. Smith in field again to Batty in the centre circle. Can he pick out a pass? City just been patient. In front of Neil Ardley it comes to Howe. Fallowfield. Ball down the line. Jones puts it into touch for a York City throw-in. Neil Ardley frustrated with Deepo Akinyemi there, it looked like to me. Maybe not making the movement that he wanted. He's always frustrated with Deepo. I think he just wants a lot more from him. He's a fantastic talent. But like I say, little things he needs an eye up on a little bit. I think that's a gaffer wants. He wants players to be better. You know, he's a talent, but he wants it to be, you know, even better than that. So, you know, his standards in training every day. Ball down the line for Burgess. He slips just as he tries to get the ball in by the corner flag, and it goes behind for a goal kick. You were telling me that you went up to watch Gateshead. I know you live in Gateshead, but you saw Gateshead against Wealdstone on Tuesday night, and you were very impressed. Oh, it was a fantastic game. It was two good sides playing some fantastic football. I think the ball was on the floor for about 85 minutes of the game. Only time it was in the air when they had goal kicks. backs and they went long because they were both playing 3v3 at the back. It was a fantastic game, and to be honest, I wish it didn't finish because it was that good.
What was the crowd?
It was a low crowd, but Whalestone did bring a fair few. To be fair, they were a bit loud, but like I said, it was two good teams, two good managers who play some good football, and I think them both as managers, I think they're going to go very far in the football pyramid.
Bromley have come forward down the right-hand side, but that has gone out of play as well, and that will be a York City goal kick. Everton have taken the lead in the Premier League against Bournemouth. James Garner with the goal after 8 minutes. John Askey, who's coming in for a bit of criticism on social media, his Hartlepool side won up against Eastleigh in the National League. That's their first goal. In fact, it's the second goal, because Oldham have taken the lead against Dagenham and Redbridge. James Norwood has got that goal. A City try and come forward down the right. Akinyemi can't get there though. Webster, little ball around the corner to Jones. Jones comes in field and gives it to Lewis Lee. He decides to go across to Okoli in the bright orange boots. Now they come forward down the right hand side with Josh Pasley. Pasley gives it to Whiteley, who's moved over that side. Olamola. Crowhouse. Back to Whiteley. Back to Okoli. They're a very big side, aren't they, Bromley, when you see them?
Yeah, they've always have been. I think the centre half they had last year, he's gone in the Football League. They always bring in some good talent, sell it on, and then bring in more talent again. They've always got a good spine of the team, but they always bring in better. Yeah, that's why they're always up there every year.
Well, you look at where the players they get as well. They've got the goalkeeper. I know he's not playing today. He's on the bench, but he's on a season-long loan from Chelsea. They've got another player who's on a season-long loan from Arsenal. So they do try and bring in some top talent if they can. The City try and play it forward inside left, looking for Akinyemi. Tackle comes in on him by a Bromley man, and it goes behind for a York City corner kick, far side of the field.
Yeah, that's good from York. Good patient play from the back. Giving it a Dice. Dice running the ball. Superb through ball to Dippo. Loves them runs. Dippo. He wants that a lot more, to be honest. The ball didn't have a lot of pace in it, to be honest, and that's why they colour cancelled out. But yeah, that's what we need to do. I think they do need to turn Bromley, because that's where Bromley's weakness is balls over the top.
All right, well, Burgess is going to take a corner kick. What's his delivery like? He raises his right arm, and it comes now to the near post. Oh, it's one of the near posts as well by a York City man who's gone to the ground. I think it was Corden who tried to hook his left foot at that, the edge of the 6-yard box. He's still down as well as Tyler Corden. Bromley have cleared, and it goes into touch for a York City throw-in just short of halfway. Corden now pulls himself back up to his feet. Yeah, it's Alex Kirk who's on the season-long loan from Arsenal, but he's not involved here at all today for Bromley. Just the talk of bringing in youngsters on season-long loan, or just loans from Arsenal, I think will send shudders down some York City supporters' spines from the back end of the Jackie McNamara days. Well, York City had I think he was a centre-back on loan from Arsenal. It turned into a bit of a horror story.
That's the thing with Bromley as well. They have got these youngsters, but they've got a lot of experience. You've got Webster and Reynolds experience, goalkeeper experience, Cheek. So when they do they have got a lot of experience in this team to help and nurture these young talents who do come in.
Howe gets it off Dyson. He goes back to Tyler Corden. Stevenage lead Wigan by a 1-0 in League One. City knocking it patiently again at the back to Burgess. He goes back to Cordner. We've got a picky fourth official down here, because he just had a go at Neil Ardley and one of his coaches. They were standing right on the edge of their technical area. They weren't outside the area, they're in the technical area, and he told them you're only supposed to have one out there. So I think we know what sort of afternoon they're going to have. He's going to keep himself busy.
It's probably Tony McMahon, because he cannot sit down. He's one
Look
of them.
at him, he's up again.
He has to stand up. Macca has to stand up all the time, and he cannot sit down. So I think Tony McMahon's going to be in for one tough day today with the fourth official.
Corner to Smith. Decent atmosphere inside the LNER. Still 0-0 though, coming up to 14 minutes on the clock. Smith. Burgess. Sutton 2, Walsall 0 in League 2. Corner forward. Good take from Burgess. Then he tries to play it off forward, and he puts too much on it, and it goes through to Grant Smith.
No, that's good. That's good composure from Tyler at the back at the start. Great ball to Burgess. Fantastic first touch again. Something that he's exceptional. His first touch is unbelievable.
Well, I think the criticism you see on social media and the message boards is that maybe he's just a little bit too lightweight and he gets knocked off the ball too easily, Scott Burgess. But you've seen, I think, the way he took the ball on Tuesday night for the goal where he got the assist, and the way he took that there on the turn. He's really technically gifted. He's
technically gifted. He's one of, like, as you call him, the pretty players. You know, loves to get on the ball. You know, he wants to make things happen. But that's what he's like. You know, when he came on Tuesday, what I heard, he was brilliant. You know, got an assist, but like I say, he's like it every day in training. His creativity in training every day is spot on. His attitude is spot on, and like I said, he deserves his chance. He's been waiting for this chance for ages, and he's never given up. He's never got a frown on his face. He's always happy in training every day. And like I said, like for myself, who we both, you know, train together every day and we push each other every day. One thing I'm very proud of him, and like I said, he's got his chance and now he's got to keep it.
City knocking it around at the back again. You've been training this morning with the other injured players?
Yeah, training this morning like we do every Saturday. Little session on for an hour and a half, bit of running, bit of passing drills and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just to keep us ticking over. I know for when, like, we know we do get called upon, and like I said, like, when we do get called upon, then it's our chances then to keep our spot.
Burgess gets given another ball from corner, but he's got a Coley right up behind him. He can't keep hold of that one. And Bromley are going to try and recycle it at the back. They're having the majority of the possession of the away side, full of confidence, as you would imagine, after going 11 matches without defeat until they rocked up at Chesterfield on Tuesday evening. Notts County have taken the lead at Barrow. Goal at Turf Moor in the Premier League as well. Burnley lead Chelsea. Wilson Otto Bird with that goal. They have it near the corner flag to Bromley. Corner's been dragged out to Olamola. Olamola tries to put the cross in corner, gets some sort of block on it. Whiteley knocks it away and it comes back across to Jones on this near side. Akinyemi gets back in to help out with the defending, and Bromley are forced all the way back again to Byron Webster with the blonde hair. Gives it to his centre-back partner, Callum Reynolds. Long diagonal ball up towards the edge of the York City penalty area. They won the header as well. Picked up by Crowhouse on the edge of the box. He's going to go back to Whiteley. Whiteley gets across and it's too deep. And it goes behind. And that'll be a goal kick. How concerned do you think Neil Ardley will be about the amount of ball that Bromley are seeing so far in this game?
We know they're going to get the ball a lot. You know, they could football inside. You know, they do keep the ball. They are a kind of a defensive side where you see, you know, they defensively structured. But they love a counter attack. But we've got to be switched on. Like that ball end on the line, you know, like the gaffer shouting then at Tyler. You know, he just jogged and the ball stayed in play, and then we're on attack again. You know, we need to be a lot sharper, a lot more switched on, because things like that cannot happen.
Dyson's done really well there to get the ball off Crowhouse in the centre of the park. Gives it to McLaughlin, but he gives possession back to Bromley, and Coley's touch lets him down. And York City have a throw-in on halfway. Not really got started though, York City, in an attacking sense so far this afternoon. 17 minutes gone. The good news is it's still goalless, and Ryan Whitley hasn't really had a save to make either. Bit of a stalemate. Southend lead at Woking. Harry Cardwell. The rumours of him wanting to move closer to home. I think he's from Goole. They're still knocking around. I know there was certainly interest in him last season when Mikey Morton was manager.
Yeah, he's a fantastic player. He was someone that we kind of wanted last year.
His issue's always been staying fit.
Yeah. He's, like I say, he's a Chorley. He was a handful. You know, in a good Southend side, he's going to be a handful again. But it shows that, you know, he stayed around this year and he's getting his rewards again. You know, in a side. I'm glad that Southend, you know, have sorted their problems out. You know, I'm glad they've got a new chairman.
Jones down the line. Fallowfield does well to track him, and he gets a lucky ricochet back off Ryan Fallowfield. Great defending. It hits Jones and goes behind for a goal kick. But Tyler Cordner is thinking about taking, not Ryan Whitley does. Has Ryan been okay this week? There was some top quality housery, shall we call it, from him during the first half at Dagenham on Tuesday evening, where he appeared to pull his groin and everyone thought he was going to have to go off injured.
Yeah, Ryan's fine. You know, he's a drama queen, to be honest. He is a drama queen.
Have you seen Dan Batty's free kick?
Yeah, I thought it was brilliant. I literally didn't see it until I saw like a little tweet the other day and saying, can you put Dan Batty's clip in? I thought he's done something like a diagonal ball, or he's done something spectacular in the middle of the park. And then when I saw it, I thought, what's he doing? And then I realised it was like 97 minutes. Then I thought, yeah, that's absolutely superb. But like I say, it's gone everywhere on social media, and yeah.
It's the fact the referee just sort of thought, you know what, we're going to blow that, blew his whistle, that was it, full time.
Yeah, brilliant. That's like I say, there's one way to kill a game, and that's it. Now kick it over the stand and thank you, ref. We'll take the 3 points and go back home.
Throw into Bromley have come forward down the York City right. The one thing I did mean to ask Neil Ardley about, we ran out of time the other night, and you may be able to give us some sort of insight into this. When Depot scored, amidst all the emotion and the excitement, he did take his shirt off and get a silly yellow card, so he's inching towards getting a ban. Do you think Neil Ardley might have had a quiet word with him? Is he that harsh a man? Is he that stern a manager, do you think?
I haven't seen, obviously something like that. I haven't seen that side of him yet. Obviously he does, you know, when training's not good, he does, you know, demand a lot more, and the way he talks. But I think for all the emotions, and I think the way we scored that final goal the other day, I think
he'll get a pass out for this time.
He'll get a pass for this game. I think no more passes after that.
Yeah, if he takes his shirt off again after scoring, he may be having more stern word with him. It's ridiculous that you can get booked for something as little as that.
Yeah, I think it's the same the other day when we scored the last minute when I walk in, you know, Thierry and Tyler, all they did was didn't jump in the crowd. They just,
and that cost him a one-game ban.
And they both got a yellow card, and one of them cost him a one-game ban. I think it's, you know, he hasn't gone into the crowd. It's just the crowd have like pulled him in and given him a hug, and he's just celebrating. It's a last-minute winner, and you know the emotions are high. You know, sometimes you've got to realise, like referees got to realise, like, oh yeah, you know, it's let him off this time. It's not as if like he's jumped into the crowd and they, you know, they got him on his shoulders and stuff like that. They haven't done that. So yeah, I think sometimes these referees, like they haven't played the game, and they don't realise the emotions of a 97th or 96th winner that wins the game.
We're having a lot of time to talk about other things because there is nothing happening in the opening 21 minutes here. Still goalless. Bromley have it again. Whiteley gets away from Batty, goes into the centre to Lewis Lee. Now to the right-hand side. Cross comes into the York City penalty area. It's allowed to go by everybody. It was too deep. Callum Howe gave a call to Ryan Fallowfield, and the Bromley man this near side can't keep it in play, and there'll be a York City throw in deep inside their defensive third.
I think at the moment both teams are cancelling each other out, and they're both playing the same formation now, 3-5-2. Both wing backs, you know, playing deep, just letting them have it.
Fourth official's not going to be happy again here. There's two up in that York City technical area.
Yep.
He's having a word with somebody on his walkie-talkies. He's got something else to keep himself to concentrating with at the minute as they come forward down the left-hand side. Bromley, Olamola wins a corner kick off Tyler Cordner. Bromley's second. The ball boys up this time.
It's a tempo of the game at the moment. Like, you know, we've got our own tempo. At the moment, they're playing a passing, slow tempo, and they're keeping the ball. But we kind of matching them in a way of us defending. You know, we're slow, we're not getting tight enough, letting balls go through, not following our runners. I think that's the reason why Gaffer's shouting, you know, he wants some more tempo, because if we do pick the tempo up a little bit, I think we'll start causing a problem. But if you're going to play the way they're playing, we're just going to, you know, eat into their
hands. Corner kick taken. John Lewis free header heads it clear for York City. Tell you what, Akinyemi did quite well there, just to usher Brian Webster away. Brian Webster's got a smile on his face and having a quiet word with the ref, as if to say, oh, there was a bit of pushing and shoving going on there, a slight block, and you've let it go, but just to make you aware of it. He did well there, did Depot.
Yep, he did. Like I say, Brian Webster is a handful. You know, he's a big lad, to be fair. I remember last year when we beat them 3-0 away and went to see the facilities that Bromley have, and he was in the gym and he was lifting weights.
He was, I remember, yeah.
He was lifting weights, and I had never seen anyone lift so heavy weights in my life. They were big weights as well. So, yeah, he was a big guy.
Reynolds at the back for Bromley on this left-hand side. Gives it to Jones in front of Neil Ardley, who's still patrolling the edge of his technical area. Ball over the top for Cheek, who's managed to evade the York City defenders. Could have got a shot in there, he's kept hold of it, and then he just kicked a shot after too long. Cordner gets back in and manages to put a block on it, but he got in cheaply there. That's a good flick around the corner from John Lewis to find Akinyemi on this right-hand side. He needs help. Gives it to Ryan Fallowfield. Fallowfield back infield to Dyson. Bromley have now got everyone back. Dyson across the left-hand side to Smith. To McLaughlin, in front of the Bromley supporters. He comes in field and goes back to Smith. Sorry, to Batty. Batty's got room to try and pick out a pass. Gives it instead to Callum Howe. Eastleigh have equalised at Hartlepool. That's where York City go next in the league in a fortnight's time, down to Eastleigh. Batty, Dyson, Dyson's going to be tackled, but Bromley can't keep it in play. Neil Ardley puts his hands over his eyes. It's a throw into York City that Ryan Fallowfield gets ready to take. Morecambe won up at Colchester in League 2, I'm going to say. It is League 2, isn't it? Yes, it is.
Yes.
Left-hand side. Batty. Smith. Forward to John Lewis. He can't hold on to it, though, and that'll be frustrating for Neil Ardley, because that was the issue they had the other night with Aidan Marsh. Nothing stuck with him, and he was taken off 6 or 7 minutes before half-time, which you wouldn't see every day of the week. A manager brave enough to make that change as early as he did, with half-time just around the corner.
He must have thought he had to. That's it. I think on Thursday, I think Aidan Marsh had a meeting with assistant manager, and just going through the things that were going wrong for him on Tuesday. You know, he took it well. You know, normally you get a young lad who comes off after 35 minutes, you know, they'll probably go crumble, but no, he took it very well, and especially in training Thursday, his attitude was spot on. Which is what
the reaction that Neil Ardley and Neil Cox will have wanted. Left-hand side it goes again, City passing it around at the back to McLaughlin. Back to Smith. A real lack of tempo, lack of atmosphere now, a lack of action in the opening 25 minutes here at the LNER. Blackburn 2 up at QPR. Burgess drops deep looking for the ball. Cordner. Howe. Dyson provides an outlet on the right-hand side. Gives it to Batty. Fallowfield. Infield to Akinyemi. He's going to turn. Can he fade John Lewis through? Webster just cuts it out. But that was a decent move in the end. The possession did take him somewhere, and then Tyler Cordner has taken out Michael Cheek in the centre circle as he turns away from him, and Tyler Cordner is the first man to go into the referee's notebook.
That's good, patient play. Yes, no, we will go side to side. You know, we want fans want us to go forward, but we have to be patient. You know, you look at Bromley's defence in midfield. You know, they're all in their own half. You know, they've got a block of 8. You know, you've got to get through them. But patient play. But we did. That was patient. Got a dippo, nearly threaded to Lenny, but again, it's just patient play. But what we need to do again, like I said, the tempo needs to go a little bit higher. It shows when we do keep the ball, we can cause problems, but I think we just need to have a little bit of tempo, a little bit higher. Again,
Neil Ardley not happy with the way that York City have lined up from this free kick. Down this left-hand side, Ryan Fallowfield has to clear for York City, but he gets much more height than distance on now. It's going to fall kindly for Batty to launch it long downfield for Akinyemi. Akinyemi's got Whiteley with him. Akinyemi wide right, holds on to the ball. Can he find someone in the middle? Is there anyone to find in the middle? Tries to get past Whiteley, who doesn't want to be defending. He's an attacker, remember. And Dipo Akinyemi manages to play the ball off him and win York City a corner. Good hold-up play there for Akinyemi.
Yeah, but that's great. Obviously, no, Gaffer's screaming at the moment now in the organisation in the back five. It is non-existent at the moment. You know, we're not talking. We're not organised quick enough, and that's something that we talked about this week, you know, organising early.
It's Paddy McLaughlin who's getting the bellow in from his manager. He's not happy, is he? Wow.
No, he's not happy. But like I said, it was great defending, but what a ball by Dan Batty over the top. Dippo, I thought he was going to get outpaced, but he didn't. But he's won York City a corner.
Corner kick then for this near side. They're second. Burgess raises both arms. Going to be an outswinger. Dinks it into the back post, chips it into the back post. Too easy for Smith to come and catch, and he's not happy again. Neil Ardley with the delivery from Scott Burgess. Long, immediately Smith trying to find Olamola. City have 2 defenders back though. Fallowfield gives it to Ryan Whitley, and he calmly plays it to McLaughlin.
Yeah, poor delivery. Something that's
too easy for the goalkeeper, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's got to be a bit more pace. Like, it's the right height. It is the right height, but it has to be a little bit more pace in it. Can't just loop it in the air. But again, you know, from that then, Gaffer's going.
He's going absolutely ballistic down there.
He's going ballistic on the sideline. But from that then, great defensively from Fallowfield to give it to Ryan, and the distribution to go back to Paddy as well. That was superb from both Ryans, to be fair.
I would not want to be in that York City dressing room at half-time. I don't know what he's like in there. He will have to calm down at some point, I think, yeah. Neil Ardley, but he's not happy so far here.
No, he's not. But like I said, I haven't been in there yet. I said we're not allowed in half-time and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm sure he's not happy. But when we do go in half-time and we do get the hair dryer, as it's called, we do come out and give a reaction in the second half. So
Well,
hopefully he does it again half time.
Talking about the hairdryer treatment, I think that originated at Old Trafford. Eric Ten Hag might have it out this afternoon because Manchester United are trailing to Brentford by a goal to nil at Old Trafford.
Oh, dear.
Matthias Jensen with the goal for Brentford. Gillingham lead MK Dons by a goal to nil. Sutton have got a third against Walsall, and Halifax now lead at Ebbw Street. Halifax, another decent season for them so far. Halifax going well, Gateshead going well, Altrincham all going well. Three sides traditionally that York City have struggled against, not just in recent years, but over sort of last 15 or 20 years whenever York City have come up against those sides. They don't have a good record against those three. Ball's gone into touch on the far side of the ground.
Well, these are the teams that they do keep the majority of their core and always strengthen. Halifax, they do lose their best players.
But the argument is that those clubs have got much smaller attendances than York City, and most definitely now have got much smaller budgets available to York City.
Yeah,
I think that's where some of the criticism, if York City don't improve, will come from.
Yeah, and I think sometimes sometimes when you've got small clubs like that, it's down to you've got to get your recruitment spot on, and these clubs do. You look at Gateshead and lose Macaulay Langstaff and Kedwin Scott. They were going to bring in Denanga and Stephen Wern. They always find some talent. Halifax, they go and lose. They're a striker and go and bring another striker in. They always find some gems. But that just shows how the recruitment they have, especially with a small budget. With a small budget, it's important you get the right personnel in, the right recruitment, and they do it to a spot on.
Fallowfield down the line again, long ball looking for Akinyemi, nodded into touch by Reynolds. Goalless, half an hour on the clock, a third of the way through this game on BBC Radio York. If you're joining us for the first time, you've missed absolutely nothing. Batty from Fallowfield's throw. He gets the layoff from Dyson. Preston have equalised at Ipswich. That's second against third, I think, in the Championship. They were away to Leicester City, the team who were top in the week were Preston. Today they're away to the team who were second in Ipswich. Fallowfield brings that down first time. Really good control. Lays it off to Akinyemi, right inside of the penalty area. He's tackled though. But again, puts pressure on the man on the ball and then wins York City a throw-in. He could have just left that, but he did well there. The big striker, 7 goals, 6 assists to his name in the opening 14 games this season. You can't really ask much more than that.
No, he's been superb. He's been a breath of fresh air, someone that we needed. He's a handful, quick, powerful, and he's got an eye for goal.
Fallowfield takes the throw in, gets it back, loops it in towards the penalty area. McLaughlin nods it to John Lewis. He can't hold it up. The defender gets a touch on it, and then he gets a bit of help as the ball falls kindly again to Reynolds, and he sends it long to halfway. Down the left come York City. McLaughlin brushed off it though over that far side by Crowhouse. And Bromley get the throw in directly on halfway. I think tickets on sale for the FA Cup tie against Needham Market. They go on sale to season ticket holders on Monday, and then on general sale on Tuesday. York City supporters won't be able to sit in the west stand for that game, just the south stand and the east stand. Half the east stand open, all of the south stand, and the west stand is going to be used by the away supporters, which is an interesting decision because last year they put the away fans in the east stand where we're sitting, but they decided to stick them over the far side in the west stand and only open half the east stand. Very strange, but that's what's going to happen next week. Free kick being given to York City at the back. Neil Ardley again out in his technical area, now goes back to Neil Cox and he's pointing at something that he's not happy with on the far side of the field. Howe to Batty, back to Howe, back to Whitley. Ryan Whitley, that's a good ball out to Smith on the left hand side. Smith, the press is on from Bromley. Smith has to go long up towards the centre of the park, and he finds John Lewis. He controls that well and then lays it off around the corner to Fallowfield. Akinyemi blocked off. Referee saw it as well, but he's going to allow play to go on. Batty, Fallowfield. Oh, he's given the ball. No, he hasn't. Just gets to Callum Howe, but he didn't ask. He has far too much there, Ryan Fallowfield, of Callum Howe. He was almost closed down by Whiteley, and he has to put it straight into touch for a Bromley throw-in. Still goalless. 33 minutes gone. Goals elsewhere. Hull have got a second at Millwall. They lead 2-1 in London. Oxford City have taken the lead against AFC Fylde. Oxford City going to Scarborough Athletic in the FA Cup next Saturday. And Rochdale are 1-up at Maidenhead. Rochdale struggling with a couple of results in this last 2 or 3 weeks, but they lead down in Berkshire. York City go there in November. I was trying to book train tickets for that game this week. and his engineering works on the East Coast Main Line on that Saturday night, so it's going to have to be a quick getaway if you want to get back to York and use the train for the away game at Maidenhead in the middle of November. Ball across to the far side of the field for Bromley. Just continue to still see most of the play with Passley. Passley somehow gets the crossing, even though there's 2 York City men over there. Finds Olamola as well. He's allowed to chest it down the edge of the area. Then he lays it off. Comes across this left-hand side to Whiteley. Whiteley drags Howe out of position. Back into the middle. Not a great layoff for him, though, for Lee. And Crowhouse has it now. Across this left-hand side to Jones, has got lots of space. Fallowfield comes to try and put a block on him, but Jones has skipped round him really easily, pulled it back. Callum Howe at the near post, gets a foot on it and puts it into touch for a throw-in. Dangerous. York City have avoided it, though.
Yeah, very dangerous. I think at the moment we're a little bit too deep. You know, a gap between Dyson and Batty and to Burgess is pretty big, and then Burgess too. Our strikers are pretty big. It just shows that we are too deep. Wing backs need to get a little bit tighter. Because the wing backs having a lot of joy for Bromley.
Jones, edge of the area to Lee, sends it across the right hand side. Brought down really well over that far side into the middle penalty area, and then he slices his clearance behind there. Does Callum Howe? It's going to be a third corner for Bromley. They're being the better side.
Yep, but again it shows now a diagonal across, diagonal ball across shows that no, we're not tight enough again. No, that can't happen. You know, great cross to be fair for the first time, and then a slice away for a corner. We need to regroup a little bit. You know, I know it's only 10 minutes before half time, but we just need to stay in this game a little bit. And then
in it comes now from the far side into the centre of the penalty area. John Lewis back out there again, gets a good head on it, but it's going to come back on this left hand side. Passley gives it to the back, it goes to Whiteley. Whiteley up to the edge of the area looking for a Coley. He's beaten to it in the air by Smith. And York City are going to pick it up with Ollie Dyson. He's forced back into the left back position. Dyson wanted to use Ryan Whitley, but the angle was closed down. Instead he finds Burgess down the line. Dyson, and that's good play now. Akinyemi to John Lewis. John Lewis through to Akinyemi. Must be offside. Flag stayed down. It's through on goal. Deep for Akinyemi. 1-on-1. Should score. Surely scores. He just score. York City take the lead. He looked miles offside, but big dips when he's through on goal. 1-on-1. You know there's only one solution. There's only going to be one answer. He slipped it past Grant Smith. He gets his 8th goal of the season, and York City somehow, after 36 minutes, lead by a goal to nil.
Oh wow. Yeah, great build-up play from Scott Burgess on Ollie Dyson. Great ball by Linnell John Lewis. It could have slipped in Burgess down the left-hand side, but he decided to put Dippo through. To be honest, right, he looked about 5 or 6 yards offside. Look at
Andy Woodman.
Yeah, Bromley are going absolutely ballistic. I even said on commentary then that that's offside before he even touched it, and the linesman didn't put his flag up. So we carried on the composure from Dippo to one to keep it on the floor and then to slot it in. Is incredible.
It was as if he'd thought he was offside as well. It was very similar to the Dorking goal last season, where it looked as though the York City man was miles offside. Mark White got into a load of trouble down here. Yeah. But then when you saw the replays, actually 2 or 3 yards onside.
That looked miles offside. But we'll take it. And yeah, 1-0 York.
Unbelievable. One chance, one goal for big Deepo Akinyemi as Bromley come forward through the centre of the field. City cannot afford to concede straight away. Into the penalty area, Burgess fouled his man in the D. It's a free kick.
See, that's not a foul.
He was stumbling, wasn't he?
That's not a foul. He went to shoot, and as he put the shoot, he started falling over, but Scott Burgess is nowhere near him.
You know what that is, don't you? That's a... We might have made a howler at the other end of the field. I'm going to give you a free kick just outside the box at the other end.
That's not a free kick in my opinion, but he's just probably given it just because they've probably made a howler at the other end. It'd be interesting to see in the highlights, because like I said, we were wrong. We thought it was offside at Dorking last year, and I certainly did, because I was in line with it in the technical area, and it was miles onside. So
if anyone's listening overseas and you've seen it, do get in touch at BBC York Sport, 81333. Start your message with the word York. It's a free kick to Bromley. Everton have got a second in the Premier League. Jack Harrison with the goal against Bournemouth. Free kick to Bromley, right on the edge of the D, right in the centre of goal. Lee's over it. So too is Michael Cheek. You have to imagine it will be Cheek. Well, it looks like it's going to be Lee with his right foot. York City have a big wall. Here he comes. Oh, the wall, and Ryan Whitley right at him, just palms it over his bar.
Yeah, it's the right decision from Ryan. That did a bit of pace, a bit of whip in it. For keepers, it's tough to catch him from that kind of angle, a whip as well. But he done the right thing to palm it over, and again, just need to defend this corner because we have been defending these corners pretty well so far.
Ryan Whitley is one of our own, sing the South Stand. It was one of those where it wasn't convincing, shall I say, the way he palmed it over the bar, knocked into the penalty area. Oh, they had a free catch there, but Akinyemi got in front of him to head it away. Bromley throw in, but he got enough on it for it to go over the bar and behind for a corner kick. I suppose it was safety first, maybe just slight indecision in his mind about whether he was going to catch it or push it over.
Yeah, it was safety first, and like I said,
he did the right thing.
Rather than palm it over and defend a set piece down him trying to catch it, and it goes through his hands and goes in the back of net. So yeah, great decision by Ryan. And like I said, we defended that corner very well as well.
Jones takes the throw in to Whiteley, gets it back. Fallowfield puts the tackle in. Dyson gets a bit of it, and he finds John Lewis. Tries to turn away from his man. Oh, and then Dyson almost flies in, not once but twice to Whiteley. He misses him and the ball twice there. No idea how that happened. And City are able to clear. And at the back, there's a little block on Akinyemi by Webster. And he feeds it all the way through to Smith, who clears long downfield. Probably not really understanding how his side are a goal down in this game. But they are, thanks to Akinyemi for York City. Batty has it for York. McLaughlin down the line, straight to Byron Webster. We've got 5 minutes to go in this first half on BBC Radio York. Cheltenham lead Derby by a 1-0 in League One. Manchester United still a goal down at Old Trafford against Brentford.
Is that Cheltenham's first goal?
Is that
Cheltenham's first goal of the season?
They've not scored many, do they? They're really struggling.
They haven't scored any.
They've not scored any?
11 games, they haven't scored a goal.
I wasn't aware it was that bad. Long ball downfield for Olamola. Fallowfield's at the back. I know Derby were big favourites. Cheltenham was something like 5 or 6 to 1 with the bookies to win that game at home today. Shot comes in, well wide of goal, goes behind for a goal kick. That Tyler Cordner is suggesting he should maybe take. I think he's going to let Ryan Whitley come across to do it.
This is a common thing now, like goalkeepers passing to centre halves, and yeah, they try and play out.
Batty to Cordner. Still inside his own penalty area, Tyler Cordner. Bromley just letting him play it out from the back to Howe. Oh, and Howe, for a terrible first touch, runs it straight into touch. That was poor.
Yeah, it's poor, but when you do play like this, you've got to have options, and like I said, Callum Howe had 0 options to go forward, and he had no one to hit to. Couldn't hit Linnell, couldn't hit Dippo, couldn't pass to the Fallowfield. He had no one, and yeah, he's kind of running out of play. And we just got to regroup and see it with 3 minutes to go to half time to see it through.
Coley comes forward for Bromley, far side of the field. Down the line it goes to Passley. Tackle comes in on him. Harrogate have scored down in South Wales. Yeah. Newport County 0, Harrogate Town 1. Just a little shake of the head.
Yeah, it's in South Wales, isn't it?
You don't say that one is Cardiff.
We don't mention that name. We don't mention that name. Newport, I don't mind Newport because I've played them before. But yeah, the other team, we can't mention that name.
We bumped into, me and Ian, we mentioned this last week. I don't know if it was last week if you were with me when I mentioned this before. We bumped into Jason Mohammed.
Yes.
He's a big Cardiff City fan, was BBC, in London the day before the Woking game.
Yeah.
He was telling us all about Ollie Tanner scoring the goal against you lot.
Yeah, to be honest, I've been speaking to Ollie Tanner as well, and I think I put a jinx in it, to be honest, because we was in the gym that day and Scotty Burgess told me that Ollie Tanner's on the bench, and I said, like, oh, what are the odds of him come off a bench and scoring? And he went, you probably jinxed that. I said, no, I shouldn't have said that. And then he came off the bench, first touch goal. So yeah, I wasn't happy. I did text him after the game. I said, like, you know,
we used to be friends.
Yeah, I said I'm proud of him. He scored, but I said, like, you know,
free kick to
was shocking.
Free kick to Bromley, halfway inside the York City half, far right, swung deep into the York City penalty area. Bit of a mess at the back here from York City. Bit of a scramble. Will Smith just about gets it into touch on this near side for a Bromley throw-in. We've got, what, just under 90 seconds to go, plus injury time in this first half. Shouldn't be too much injury time. The trainers haven't been called on. There's a few seconds when Tyler Cordner was down, but he didn't need any treatment. Bromley get ready to launch it in from this near side with Jones. Long throw into the 6-yard box. Oh, Whitley came, didn't get anywhere near it. Fortunately for him, he had Will Smith in front of him, and then there's a foul on Scott Burgess. And he apologises, Ryan Whitley. Too many bodies to try and come through.
No, I don't mind that. I don't mind that. Keeper want to come out, but Will Smith done the right thing. If he doesn't feel like Ryan's going to get it, first things first, just clear it out to the box. Dealt with it very well, Will. I think since he's come in, I think he's been superb, solid. Very good player, to be honest. Played against him at Harrogate, and then also used that Scunthorpe on loan last year, and I thought he was brilliant then in a very poor team, to be honest. But yeah, he stepped in at the moment, and he's been superb.
You're right about Cheltenham. I'm just looking. Yeah, they certainly hadn't scored. I don't know if they played in midweek, but they hadn't scored before then. So yeah, they've taken the lead against Derby. You can imagine the celebrations there at Wadden Road as the ball goes into touch on this near side for a York City throw-in. Andy Woodman gets the ball and gives it to Ryan Fallowfield to get ready to take the throw-in. Bolton 1, Carlisle 1. That's an equaliser for Carlisle. Grimsby now lead at Tranmere by 2-1. Chelsea have equalised at Burnley. 1 minute goes up on the board. It was an own goal. Al Dakhil with the own goal. Means Mauricio Pochettino's men have equalised just before the break. Thrown to Bromley then, down the line. We're into the 1 minute of injury time. Cheek flicks it on. Cordner sends it back into touch. Going to take another one down the line here is Jones. His left arm bandaged, heavily bandaged, between the elbow and the wrist. And then there's a push there on him from Akinyemi, and the half is going to finish with York City having to defend another set piece into their box. This would be criminal to concede now. Yeah, very criminal. That's sloppy, that is. You know, that's just, again, in my opinion, lazy. You know, don't want to go and win a header late. And a needless push when now we have to defend, you know, across with literally 10 seconds ago. Lee dinks it into the box. John Lewis flicks off John Lewis. Could have gone anywhere. It goes behind for a corner kick. McLaughlin was just tracking the run. He had no eyes whatsoever on the ball there as he tracked Cheek towards this near post. John Lewis stuck a leg out. It flipped off his foot, and then Whiteley was rushing in behind him. It was just over his head and goes behind for a corner. But lucky enough, Linnell got a touch on it, because if he didn't get a touch on that, that was going to Whiteley at the back post goal. What about the defending from McLaughlin? Should he be watching the ball rather than just tracking a runner? It's difficult when you're marking. Look at him now. You know, you're marking one of the best headers in National League. All right, my next question is then, why is he marking Cheek? Because there's a bit of a mismatch as well. Yeah, but you got Callum Howe on 16, who is a centre half. You've got Tyler on Webster. You've got Will Smith on Callum Reynolds. The referee's just three centre halves on three centre halves. Just been to have a word with Cheek and McLaughlin, and he blows for a foul as soon as the ball's into the box, and that'll be the half-time whistle in a second. York City will lead at the break by Deepo Akinyemi's goal to 0. A goal, it has to be said, we thought looked a good couple of yards offside. We are nowhere near in line. The linesman was in line. He kept his flag down. Andy Woodman wasn't happy. York City, though, will be delighted. Ryan Whitley gets ready to clear the ball upfield, and then the referee does blow the half-time whistle. That is it at the break. Standing ovation from the York City fans. They haven't played well in this first half. Bromley have been the better side. Ryan Whitley has only had the one save to make, though, from the free kick, but somehow City lead by a goal to 0 at the break. Yeah, I think the gaffer will be happy to go in 1-0 up, but I don't think he'll be happy with the performance. We've been slow. You know, Bromley have been a better team, but they haven't really created that much either. They've created nothing apart from the free kick. Like, they played a nice football. I know the tempo's slow, but I'm sure that in the second half, I think Woodman will probably go into Bromley to pick the tempo up, because they probably see an opening this second half. And I'm sure our gaffer as well will get into our players, because it's not been good enough. It's probably the same performance as Tuesday night. He wanted a performance today. We haven't given it, but lucky enough, we've gone in at half-time 1-0. There's a recurring theme happening here, Jeremy. York City are not playing well, but they lead at the break by a goal to 0. Long may it continue.
David Ward then is with us at the LNEL Community Stadium. DAB off if you want to hear Harrogate Town, so they're out on the pitch then, David.
Yes, just kicked off in the second half. York City coming forward, shooting towards the south stand, down the right-hand side. John Lewis holds the ball up by the corner flag and then manages to turn his man really well, John Lewis. Lovely bit of skill. Tackle comes in, wins York City a throw-in. Healthy round of applause for York City. So the team, Whitley's in goal. Smith, Cordner and Howe the centre-backs. McLaughlin and Fallowfield are the full-backs, or the wing-backs. Dyson, Batty and Burgess in the centre. John Lewis and Akinyemi up front. For the visitors, Grant Smith in goal. Their centre-backs, Reynolds, Webster and Akoli. Wing-backs, Jones and Passley. Crowhouse, Lee and Whiteley are in the centre of the midfield. Olamola and Cheek up front. That move forward for York City comes to nothing, goes behind. Goal kick. City continue to lead by a goal to nil at the start of the second half. Scott Barrow, York City left back, is alongside me.
Yeah, good start to the half there. No, Linnell doing a bit of skill in the corner, which is very rare you see that, to be honest. But yeah, good positive start so far.
Goal kick that Smith gets ready to take. Fast this near side of the penalty area, and he's put that straight into touch. Andy Woodman just stands there, gives him a little stare, hands in his pockets, his white baseball cap and his blue jacket on. Not impressed with his goalkeeper, the former Yeovil Town man. And I don't think it's impressed the York City fans in the goal behind him as well. As Cheek lays that down, Whiteley thought he was going to be clattered by Smith, so sent the ball forward and then did a little hop as if his right foot was about to be taken away from him, but Smith didn't make contact with him, and Byron Webster has it at the back. He gives it out to Reynolds for Bromley, on halfway, down the left-hand side to Ryan Jones. He cuts in field and sends a brilliant ball out to this near side that Passley lets go under his foot, but just keeps it in play before McLaughlin comes across, puts the tackle in, and it's a throw in halfway inside the York City half. Leading by a goal to nil at half-time, Scott, but City will have to be better in this second half to hold on to the 3 points. Yeah, we have to be a lot better all over the pitch. You know, I think we need our tempo needs a little bit higher. But mostly, I think offensively we need to be a lot better. Stop the gaps, stop the ball come through the gaps. I think we do that and we pick our tempo a little bit more. I think we will cause Bromley more problems. Dinged over the top. The cross comes in from the far side for Bromley, but it's overhit by Jones. Goes behind for a goal kick. Neil Cox not happy with some of the defending. It's his turn to be out in that York City technical area. And I can't see Neil Ardley at the minute. I don't know if he's late coming back out of the tunnel or if he's just hiding down there somewhere in the dugout. No, I can see him. He's sitting next to Tony McMahon. But no, again, it's that one ball over the top. I think a little bit, you know, our wing backs a little bit too narrow. And maybe just go wing back. For me, if I was playing there, I'll go wing back versus wing back. Just make sure he doesn't have the ball. That's what I would do. But like I said, it's easy to say when you're in the stand, but when you're on the pitch, it's a totally different thing. You can see all the York City players that aren't involved in the match day squad here today. Just sitting alongside. Ethan Henderson's there as well. I thought he was out on loan. Is he injured? Are they not ever getting flicked on? Offside flag goes up this time against Akinyemi. No, he was training with us yesterday. In training, it was a perfectly. We had 11-11 in training. It was a perfectly fantastic ball over the top by me, through on goal, and yeah, Ethan just went down like a clappers and pulled his hamstring. So yeah, so that's not very good for Ethan because obviously he's been involved in 2 games since he's been on loan. So yeah, he'd probably be out for a couple of weeks. So he is alongside, I can see Mason Campbell, Mitch Hancock, Adam Crooks sitting alongside us watching. Jack Stott is there as well. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. You could pick 11-a-side team out of all that. Bromley have a free kick and they take it quickly to the right-hand side. To Passley, down by the corner flag. And he's done well there as Ollie Dyson gets in front of his man. Passley pushes him in the back. The referee gives the free kick. Andy Woodman's not happy and he's having a word with the fourth official and pointing to a couple of different areas of the pitch. Yeah, that's good from Dyson. Good from Dyson, you know, follow his man into the corner, got his body in front and draw a foul. You know, I think that's fantastic defending from Dyson. Good start so far. You know, obviously one little ball over the top that a little bit causes problems, but since then we've been good. John Lewis bitten to it in the air by Coley. Batty sends it back forward for York City. John Lewis lays it off to Burgess, tries to play it through Akinyemi offside. Yep. He was. That's twice at the start of the second half he's been offside, but only just offside, and maybe suggests that York City are going to be a little bit more on the front foot in the second half. Yeah, that's what we have talked about. You know, we've got 2 strikers with, you know, Burgess behind. Burgess is very good at through balls and stuff like that. Just need to play forward a lot more. Yes, we can play pretty and keep the ball and be patient, but sometimes there's openings to go forward, but sometimes we just turn it down. We just want to play that. The little shoulder barge by Ollie Dyson on Michael Cheek. He flies off the pitch, off the skiddy surface. Free kick given. Ollie Dyson doesn't like the decision. Cheek certainly made sure the referee and the assistant could see that he'd been pushed, but it's maybe a little bit soft.
Yeah, I think obviously the one before it, Dice went down and got a free kick, and Dice has done exactly the same what Bromley have done, and he's given away a free kick.
And it comes from Lee into the penalty area on the back. Good header clear by Smith. Didn't get much distance again, but he did get first contact. The white shirts pick it up. Ball into the centre again. Schultz comes in from Reynolds. Great save from Ryan Whitley away to his left-hand side. And then he pushed it out, and it hits Okoli. When you look, it's not in. It's not in. And the rebound goes behind for a goal kick. But that's a great save by Ryan Whitley, and he maybe got that little bit of luck it deserved. Yeah,
great save by Ryan. But first off, great header by Will Smith at the back post. The defender was free, got a header to it. Again, we didn't get out quick enough. Ball come back in. It was a pretty poor cross, to be honest. But somehow it fell to the striker.
Yeah, it was Olemola, wasn't it?
Yeah,
not,
it fell to the
Okoli.
striker, but reactions from Ryan, what a save. The palm it, not at a height where they can score. It's fallen to probably one of the shortest men on the pitch. Lucky it did. But yeah, great save by Ryan. But again, I think it's a let-off for York City.
Bromley have it at the back. Webster. Into midfield it goes to Krahaus. He gives it to Okoli. Dyson does well to pickpocket and wins it back. Smith. Burgess. Burgess to Batty. Batty goes back to his goalkeeper. 52 minutes coming up on the clock. Chelsea have got a second at Burnley in the Premier League. A penalty for Cole Palmer, former Manchester City striker. Accrington have got a second against Forest Green at the Wham Stadium. Olemola lays it off to Jones. Infield to Whiteley. Whiteley to Lewis Lee. He plays a long ball downfield looking for Cheek. Cheek flicks it on. Offside flag goes up against Passley. Yeah, it's Passley who's caught offside, and Harrogate have got a second at Newport. Newport County 0, Harrogate Town 2. Looking for back-to-back away wins after they won at AFC Wimbledon just 7 days ago, Simon Weaver's side. You had never played for Newport, did you? Or did you play for Newport?
Yeah, I played. How many played games? 38 games that season. Played with the Shop as well, the same team.
What's it like playing there? It's a rugby ground, isn't it? They play at now. Which ground did you play at when you were at Newport?
Rodney Parade.
Oh, you did play at Rodney, right? Okay.
But back then it was, the pitch wasn't.
No, it wasn't. It was terrible.
Yeah. It was terrible. But it's got a lot better now, and it's getting taken over by one of the former Swansea chairmen as well, Hugh Jenkins. So I'm sure that Newport will have some good times.
Right, interesting. Smith does well there, gets the better of Cheek in front of the Bromley fans. They thought there should have been a free kick to their side. Nothing given, just as well because it was in the penalty area. Whitley balls it out to Howe. Dyson back to Callum Howe. Bradford leads Swindon by a goal to nil. They sacked Mark Hughes in the week, did Bradford City. And ball downfield for Akinyemi, he can't control it. And Bromley will get it. Oh, and then there's tackle comes in Akinyemi, he's taken down. Then Bison falls forward, he's taken down outside the box. The referee's so quick to get the yellow card out. In fact, he's booking two Bromley players. One for the tackle on Akinyemi, and then one for the tackle on Dyson. Reynolds and Lee both go into the book.
I've never seen that before.
It was straight out, wasn't it?
Two yellow card, and that was quick as well, like yellow card out, bang, bang. I've never seen that before, two yellow cards and two people. Yeah, it was...
Akinyemi's up, he's going to be fine, thankfully.
Yeah, he's definitely getting up because he wants to get on that free kick, to be fair. But he's not taking it.
You've got to give the referee a bit of credit there, because he could have pulled it back after the first one, but he allowed the advantage, or perceived advantage, and then he gave the second one.
Yeah, like... very rare you see that at this level, to be honest, like advantage. Because some of the referees this season have been pretty poor. But no, that was great from the referee. No, it was a bad challenge on Depot, but the ball fell to Dice, and he was 2v2 with Bromley's defence, and yeah, they brought him down. So yeah, he gave advantage when he could, and it could have been a free kick further out wide, but no, it's more infield now, so it's a good chance for York City.
Just right of centre, but it's a good 30, 31, 32 yards out. The wall is a good couple of yards outside the penalty area.
Yeah, for me now, it's either going to be Tyler coming around the back, or it's going to be Cal there, just a little touch on the back.
Burgess passes it to Batty, back to Burgess, then swings it into the area, one in the air by Coley. Howe couldn't get there, it's going to come across this near side. Dyson wants it to go into touch for a throw in, and he gets there as well.
Yeah, to be honest, that's great defending from Bromley, because it's something we work on. Callum Howe go around the back. He's one of our best headers in the team.
Big goal down at home park. Plymouth Argyle 1, Swansea City 1, a Swansea equaliser.
Oh, gets in there.
Jerry Yates. Portsmouth lead Port Vale by a goal to nil. Peterborough 1 up on Lincoln as York City get to launch the ball. Tyler Cordner in particular into the Bromley penalty area, but the referee says, hang on a minute, boys, I want to have a bit of a word. Bit of pushing between Callum Howe.
This is kind of new.
And Pashley.
Tyler Cordner have a long throw in.
Well, here it comes. Swings it into the middle of the penalty area. That's probably why. Straight onto the head of Michael Cheek.
That's not as long as mine.
Back to Cordner. Cordner didn't know what to put that back in. It's a little square ball to Dyson. Gives it to Dyson. Dyson dinks it in. Headed away easily by Reynolds. One of the two men who just booked a second ago for the foul. In fact, it was Reynolds who was booked for the foul on Dyson. Now they come forward down that far side with Jones. Jones, dink ball over the top. There's no one there apart from Ryan Whitley. City still lead by a goal to nil. Just over 10 minutes gone in this second half. Southend have got a second goal at Woking. The man who was sent off here, Gus Scott Morris. Probably a case of mistaken identity, but it wasn't overturned. Millwall have equalised against Hull at the New Den. When do you stop calling it the New Den? It just becomes the Den again.
I know, yeah.
And Harrogate, it was Anthony O'Connor who got Harrogate's second goal down at Newport County. Leeds 2, Bristol City 1. Leeds retaking the lead. Corner to Howe. Back to Whitley again. Neil Hadley not happy with the decision making from Callum Howe. But it wastes a few seconds. York City leading by a goal to nil. They'll probably take it. Akinyemi. Well, I thought he just slipped there. The foul's been given against Reynolds.
I thought he slipped as well, but again, advantage York. I'll take it.
He did well to make it look as though it was a foul. Did Akinyemi. Linesman gave it. Referee blew. Batty dinks it forward, looking for Burgess. Headed away by Webster. Bromley trying to come forward. Oh, this is a good ball down the left-hand side for Olamola to chase after, and he's going to keep it in play in front of the Bromley fans. Now he cuts in field. Corner. Can't stop the cross coming into the box. Oh, and one at the near post by Passley, who got across his man. He got across Ollie Dyson, and he can't direct it on goal. It goes behind for a goal kick. That is an escape again for York City.
Yeah, escape again. You know, to be honest, it's a great ball by who was it for?
Olamola.
Lewis Lee to Olamola. Great ball. You want him to, like, for Bromley, you want him to be 1v1 with a centre half. You know, he goes the line. It's, again, you're not tight enough. Too easy to get the cross in. Not willingness to try and stop the cross. And a free header in the box. It's a let off for York. But we need to tighten up a little bit more. Like, you know, it's all good playing our fancy football, but we've got to be defensively solid and stop these gaps from opening, because at the moment now they are playing right through us.
Dyson gets it in the centre circle for York, gives it back to Tyler Cordner. Newport have got a goal back. Newport County 1, Harrogate Town 2. Latest score. Morecambe have got a second at Colchester. Altrincham have taken the lead at Gateshead. Justin Amaluzor has got that goal as Will Smith tries to chip it down this left-hand side with his wrong foot, puts it straight into touch.
That's someone who hasn't got a left foot. Like I say, it is the right idea, but yeah, get back on the range, get the chipping going again.
Throw in taken on halfway. Coley goes back to his goalkeeper, Grant Smith. Gives it back to Coley. On loan from Millwall, he is until January. To Passley, and again, Passley under pressure from Akinyemi. Goes back to his goalkeeper, who's just loitering outside his box. He goes across to Callum Reynolds. Callum Reynolds, who was one of the Dagenham defenders that day a couple of years ago in the FA Trophy quarter-final down at in East London, where City won on a penalty shootout. And it comes into the box from Bromley, a deep one. Whitley again comes and then has to go back, headed back into a danger area there from Ryan Fallowfield. But City have got away with it. Akinyemi, though, gives away possession, edge of his own penalty area. And then he plays it off the Bromley man. That's going to be a York City goal kick. Again, things just seem to be falling for York City, it appears to me.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. again, great defending to the back post by Fallowfield. But again, it's the second ball. It's the as I call it, the ugly stuff in football. Picking up the second balls and holding the ball at play, trying to get the foul, and
double sub about to be made by Bromley. Cole Pekawa is the first one who's going to be coming on, the defender. He's coming on in place of Callum Reynolds, is it? It is. So that's a straight swap. Reynolds booked, of course. So he comes on. 5 replaces 2. And then the second change, is James Vennings.
Yeah, I like James Vennings. He's a very, very good player.
He is. Normally plays on the right-hand side of midfield. Been around for a while, and he's going to come on for Ben Crowhouse. So again, that is a straight swap. Fresh legs for Bromley.
Yeah, talking about dagging him away, FA Trophy. Great day. Superb day.
It always seems to be a good day at dagging him.
Oh, I love dagging him away.
Bromley have it at the back. There have been some memorable moments at that ground for York City. Not, of course, last season when City were beaten there. But Tuesday night, that was a memorable moment. The FA Trophy quarter-final was clearly a memorable moment. The last day of the season under Nigel Worthington, where City got a result, a 1-0 win thanks to Chris Smith to stay up. Back in 2014, that was another memorable moment. City play it forward to John Lewis. He's beaten in the centre circle. Byron Webster actually catches him. John Lewis stays on the ground. Webster's not happy with the decision. It's going to be a free kick to York City right on the edge of the centre circle, right-hand side.
Yeah, we are getting some decisions now, to be honest. We are getting some decisions. Well, I like it, to be honest.
Yeah, we're not complaining.
No, we're not complaining at all. But like I said, we just need to settle it down a little bit. We know Bromley are going to come at us. But like I said, we just need to be defensively solid.
He's fine as well. Everton have got a third. Decore with that third goal against Bromley. 3 Everton goals, and Calvin Lewin's not any of them.
No, that's very strange, to be honest.
Corner sends it forward from the free kick. Good ball to pick out Fallowfield, who got behind his man. His control wasn't great though, and it goes into touch for a York City throw in. Ryan Fallowfield, in fact, it's gone to Bromley. Fallowfield doesn't like the decision, has a word with the linesman, and the referee's coming across to have a word with Ryan Fallowfield. Luckily he's not said anything out of turn, so the cards stay in his pocket. It did look like a York City throw in.
Yep.
And he's stolen a few yards there as the Bromley man as well. Howe. Smith for York City heads it into the air. Comes back again towards him. Wins the second header as well to Smith. Burgess unable to get there in the centre of the park, and then he fouls the Bromley man as he jumps into him. Free kick given. Don't stand over the ball. Scott Burgess, he'll get booked. He moved away just in time. And Bromley come forward down their left. Cheek, poor first touch. He has to go and retrieve it. His own pass, really. Gives it to Pekawa, who's just come on down the line. And Cordner puts it into touch with another poor touch. 63 minutes gone. City still leading by Dipo Akinyemi's onside goal, we think, to 0. Throw in down the left for Bromley. Olamola, edge of the penalty area. City need the backing of their fans at the start of the second half again, because it's continuing like the first half, really, with Bromley having most of the possession and most of the play in the York City half. Webster on halfway. Comes in field to Lee. Lee under pressure from Dyson, goes back to Webster. Webster to Okoli. Okoli down this right-hand side to Passley. He gives it to Whiteley. Okoli, Passley and Whiteley. And they have a Lee in midfield. Byron Webster. Okoli. City, everyone back behind the ball, forcing Bromley to just knock it round the back. Trying to find some room down this right-hand side, and Passley gets away from McLaughlin. He comes infield towards the edge of the penalty area. Batty comes to close him down. Coley's going to provide an overlap down this right-hand side. Doesn't need him. Cross comes into the box. 2 York players go for the same ball. Headed away by Howe. Only as far as Whiteley, and then City win back possession. But Batty's then fouled his man on the edge of the York City penalty area. The referee's allowed play to go on because Bromley have got it. Lee plays it through to Olamola inside the box. Takes on the shot. It's blocked. Falls back to to James Vennings, just come on, cross into the box, to the back post, tap in for Michael Cheek. Cannot believe that ball's been able to travel so far into that York City penalty area. Cheek couldn't miss from 6 yards at the back stick, and he just side-footed it into the back of the net. It's 1-1.
Yeah, let's be honest, it's good patient play from Bromley. You know, dangerous cross from Presley to the back post. Again, a communication between our centre halves. You know, both players going for the header. Not good enough. Ball comes out. Like I said, doing the ugly side of things, picking up the second balls we didn't deal with. Goes out. Great block by Callum Howe. Straight back out. Wing back. I think, to be honest, their best player is their left wing back. He's very good, very creative. Great ball across the field, but no one's picking up Cheek. You're a dangerous man on the pitch, and no one's picking up. No one's got a hold of him. Nothing. And goal. Probably fully deserved.
Yeah, you have to say it probably is deserved. And Bromley have it at the back again. Now going in search of the winner. Pakawa, long ball down the line. Good ball to try and find Whiteley. Callum Howe's dragged over there. It's found Whiteley too. He holds on to it. Into the York City penalty area it comes. Ryan Whitley's able to come and gather at the edge of his 6-yard box. 1-1, BBC Radio York, as we approach the halfway point of this second half. Chelsea have got a third. Raheem Sterling at Burnley. They lead 3-1. Morecambe have got a third, and McKiernan hat-trick at Colchester. How? He just felt as though the goal was coming. Flicked on by Akinyemi. No one there to flick it on to. He's had a clash of heads there as well. He's going to be fine. The referee just checks with him as he allows Bromley to continue passing it around the back. Nicoli. Webster. City going to have to go again in this game if they want to try and claim all 3 points. Olamola down the left-hand side to Vennings. He moves it all the way back across this near side to Okoli. Ladley sort of bending over there, and the applaud clapping his hands once more from his side, and then Ollie Dyson's been penalised.
Yeah, look, no defence. We need to be a lot better. And like I said, you can blame that much as defence as much as you want, but it starts from the front. The front are not working hard enough. Then all the team, for them now, look at they centre back, look at they left.
Whiteley takes on the shot from 30 yards. Great save again, Ryan Whitley. Tap in, no. Olamola's flagged offside. He missed it anyway. But Whiteley had so much room to burst forward into on that inside left.
Yeah, no pressure on the ball, nothing at all. Lethargic. And like I said, no, they're just using the extra man to a T. Both defenders. The 16, who is Okoli, and the centre half who just come on as well, both driving forwards, causing us problems.
How? Forward for Akinyemi. Falls kindly to Burgess. We've not mentioned his name much in this second half. To Dyson. Batty. To Howe. Callum Howe. Too slow, shouts the gentleman behind us.
Turn.
Forward to Dyson. Dyson couldn't turn, has to go back to corner. Back to Dyson. To this near side to Burgess. Needs to go forward, goes to Dyson. Back to Burgess. First time City have had a few men forward throughout virtually the whole of this second half. Smith, McLaughlin. He goes back to Dyson. Dyson almost loses possession on the stretch to corner. Somehow finds Batty. A bit messy from York City. It was almost calamitous as well as they play that back. Burgess passing just not crisp enough. Ball over the top from Burgess, trying to find Akinyemi, headed away by Bromley. Falls to Akinyemi this time. Fallowfield, little ball back to Callum Howe. He gives it to Burgess. Burgess to Dyson's got a bit of space in front of him. He's going to move it across to McLaughlin on this left-hand side, just outside the penalty area. He cuts in field. Little ball around the corner to John Lewis. John Lewis back to Dyson. City suddenly trying to play it down this left to McLaughlin. It's not a great ball though from Dyson. McLaughlin's not going to get there, and it's going to be allowed to go behind for a goal kick. 1-1, BBC Radio York. 69 minutes on the clock.
Like I say, you see the difference between two teams. When Bromley have the ball, their patterns of play, they're always got a spare man. When we have the ball, we want to go forward, but we do get the ball forward. We have to go back because we've got no combinations, we got no transition. It's all static, and yeah, and you can see now, the gaffer, got to make some two changes. Speaking to two attacking players are coming on, two talented players. One's experienced, who's been there, done it. And yeah, I think it needs a change. It needs a bit of tempo, a bit of life and put.
Might have to do it quickly before City potentially go 2-1 down, because Bromley have the ball on the edge of that York City penalty area, but it's going to fall kindly to John Lewis. Swansea have taken the lead now at Plymouth, led by 2-1 down there. Ollie Cooper with the second goal.
Oh, he's one of our own.
And he goes into touch on this near side here for a York City throw-in. So yeah, so Ziziba and Kennedy, sorry, Harriott and Kennedy, both about to come on for York City. I'll let you know who for in a second. Bromley, that's a good ball out from Lee to the left-hand side to Jones. Jones tries to put it into the penalty area, but he took a nick, I think, off a York City player and falls to Batty. He sends it forward to John Lewis, and John Lewis throws himself to the ground because he lost possession.
To be honest, that's more of the foul than some of them he has given.
Lewis Lee again, yeah, but it's not controlled over there by Bromley, and Burgess can get it.
Great ball.
Dyson, Akinyemi's in space. You've got to feed him quicker, Ollie Dyson. He's gone to McLaughlin, didn't need that pass. McLaughlin, stay onside, Depot. Back to Dyson, he's going to have to go back. His first thought there from Ollie Dyson was to go back to his defender. He's been pointing everyone behind us, saying forward, forward, and pointing where he should be passing it. But he never saw the pass forward, Ollie Dyson. Now to the right-hand side it goes, to Howe. The sun tries to come out for the first time this afternoon, the far side of the ground. Batty, corner in the centre circle. He comes forward, over halfway. Tyler Cordner to Ryan Fallowfield, continues his run forward as well, Cordner. Gets it back down the line. Cordner, can he get a ball into the box? He gives it to Burgess, the edge of the box, and he dinks it into the middle. John Lewis header, scores! York City retake the lead! What a beautiful, beautiful move down that right-hand side. Started by Tyler Cordner. He continued his run forward. He picked out Burgess to the edge of the box. He dinged it in, and John Lewis, 6 yards, headed it into the back of the net. York City retake the lead, 2-1.
Super Scotty Burgess again. Like I said, I'm absolutely buzzing for him. Deserved everything he gets. That is an unbelievable cross. That is, if that's on Match of the Day on a Saturday, everyone will be talking about that. That is a pinpoint accurate cross, straight on the big man's head, and that's a great header. But
I was just about to say, I think it's a great header, because if anything, I think it's just that little bit too high for him, and he's had to loop it over the goalkeeper into the top corner. And he's about to go off now, John Lewis. Is his last action.
But that is a great header, superb. But for me, it's the ball. It's the delivery. He is, like I said, spectacular. I think he's coming off as well, Scotty Burgess as well. But they're going to get a stand of applause, because the combination between them both again, fully deserved.
They probably knew they were coming off. The man who's just got the goal and the man who's got the assist are now being taken off. Their last action here at the LNER Community Stadium was to help put York City back in front. So John Lewis off, Burgess off. He's got a big smile on his face, Scott Burgess, despite just being taken off. Well, John Lewis doesn't look as happy. And it's, Kennedy and Harriott who have come on for York City.
Yeah, I think we've... what have we gone, yeah?
I was going to say, they're just playing one up front. Oh, is Harriott going to push forward?
Looks like they're playing like a 3-4-3.
Yeah, so McLaughlin... Yeah, so across the midfield, we've got McLaughlin, Dyson, Batty and Fallowfield, and Akinyemi through the centre, Harriott on the right and Kennedy on the left. As York City get their foot in the middle of the park with Batty, and he does well to turn away from Whiteley. Dan Batty, City retaking the lead, gives it to Dyson. Dyson tries to dink it over the top for Kennedy. Can Kennedy get there? I think he probably will, just by the corner flag. Can he keep it in play? He does. Tackle comes in, takes out the corner flag as well as a Coley, but that'll be a throw into York City.
Yeah, much better. What a goal can do to a lot of confidence. I think they must have seen two centre-halves coming forward a lot via the change, to be honest. We can stop them overloading us on the flanks. But yeah, again, great play by Bats. Dice, great ball in the corner. I thought he was running outfield, but again, Kai Kennedy, fresh legs, keeping it in.
Throw in taken by McLaughlin. Kennedy can't do much with that though, and it goes into touch off who?
That's a York City ball, that should be. But
well, I thought so as well. But to be fair, the crowd down there haven't complained. He let Bromley take the throw in, and they've given away possession to Dyson just outside the edge of the area. Oh, Ollie Dyson. His shooting boots, I think they were lost somewhere in the COVID season in National North. He's taken on a shot from 30 yards and it's gone nearer the corner flag than the goal. Never mind. Well, third and final substitution about to come on here for Bromley. Jude Arthurs is coming on, the attacking midfielder, and he's coming on in place of, is it Ben Crowhouse who's going off there? No, he went off first time, didn't he? Who's that just come off? It's Lewis, the holding midfielder. So an attacking midfielder for a holding midfielder. Sorry, Scott.
If that's shot in training, that's a goal from Dice. Like, he scores worldies in training, but on a match day, they go nowhere near.
It is one of the big mysteries, actually, about watching York City at the minute, is Ollie Dyson's shooting. Because in the season that never was now, he scored 6 or 7 goals, and the majority of them were sort of 25-yarders, weren't they, outside the box. He just never looks like hitting the target now.
But you ask any of our teammates like what Dice's goals like in training, they're spectacular. He hits the target all the time. But again, it's like, it's confidence when you can score as much as you want in training. Like me today in training, I was scoring left, right, and centre. But then when you come to the game, I'll probably be nowhere near it.
Bromley on the far side of the field, and they've run that into touch for a York City throw-in. We have 14 minutes plus injury time to go. City lead by 2-1. Neil Ardley sits back down in that York City dugout. Neil Cox, it's his turn to get up. He gets a bottle of water out of the little water carrier down there. Good tackle from Dyson as he tries to find Akinyemi. And it goes all the way through once more to Grant Smith. He clears down the right for Bromley. Edge of the York City penalty area. McLaughlin, as he's fouled his man, he has. Free kick. This is dangerous, just outside the penalty area, right-hand side for Bromley. Everyone comes forward for the visitors. Neil Lardley again telling Ollie Dyson to get off the free kick, get in the box and mark your man. So I often think for this, is it worth having that one-man wall there? Because I'm not really sure what Kai Kennedy is doing.
Yeah, a little bit. To stop maybe a passing lane or a crossing lane. Maybe across the floor.
Free kick about to be taken by Arthurs, who's just come on. And it comes now. It's a deep one. Akinyemi heads clear. All the way back it goes to Whiteley. He gives it in field to Jones. Jones has found himself at the minute while Bromley get their players back into position on the right-hand side. Another ball forward. Headed clear by Cordner. Kai Kennedy gets his head to it. Can Callum Harriott get there? He can't. Oh, the referee gives a free kick. Callum Harriott did think about raising his foot. Whiteley thought he was going to raise his foot. He went to ground. There was no contact whatsoever, and the free kick's given.
A little bit of contact there, to be honest.
Do you think so?
Yeah, a little bit. He has pulled out, but he's left his leg there. Again, it's experience. A little bit clever. Looked like he's going to pull out, but kind of left a trailing leg a little bit.
Webster takes the free kick and slips as he takes it. So he only finds the York City man, the edge of the box. Oh, but then Batty's fouled Whiteley. Centre of the goal, 30 yards out.
But again, it's a poor free kick. We haven't dealt with it. And now we're giving a free kick away down the centre.
Dagenham have equalised at Oldham. Josh Rees with the goal there. Colchester have got one back against Morecambe. 3-1 though, they trail. It's a free kick to Bromley. It's at least 30 yards. It's right in the centre of the field, probably 32 yards, 33 yards out. Ryan Whitley should not be beaten from this sort of distance, you would imagine.
Yep, you should imagine.
Although we said that last year with Ethan Ross against Notts County when Kevin scored.
That was some free kick though.
They've gone short. To the edge of the area, little move for the edge of the box, cut out by Dyson. It goes back to halfway. That one didn't work for Bromley. It probably was just too far out to have the shot on goal. To the left-hand side it goes to Vennings. Down the line, McCauley, Olamola. Back in field to Vennings, dinked it over the top, looking for Baron Webster, who's gone forward. Little header, back it goes to Olamola. He dinks it back into the box. Callum Howe heads it away. Who's it going to fall to? A white shirt at the edge of the area, but they can't do anything with it. The referee says high boot on one of the York City defenders there by the Bromley man, and that'll be a free kick that Ryan Whitley will be able to take in his D.
But how can a centre half be free in a box? But we got away with it again. Got away with it. Great defending after it. The second phase, got away with it.
He must be pulling his hair out with some of the defending at times.
like I say, we're working on it in training.
These defenders here today, these are 3 new defenders this season. They've all got good reputations.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you stick them all together, it's a bit of a mess at times. The City's still just a 1 clean sheet to their name, averaging 2 goals a game they're conceding most weeks.
Yeah, like I said, that's not good enough. Conceding, was it now 28 goals in 15 games? No, that's not a good record.
McLaughlin throwing down the line to Akinyemi near the corner flag. Akinyemi's going to win a throw in. Tight against the corner flag that Kennedy's going to come across. Or is McLaughlin, the referee saying to Paddy, if you want to take it, you need to get there, and you need to get there fast. Otherwise, you're going to get booked. McLaughlin is there now. 18 minutes gone, 10 to go. 2-1, City lead. Gives it to Kennedy. Back to McLaughlin, back to Kennedy. Has he stayed on side? He hasn't. That is sloppy. And then Kennedy's kicked the ball away and gets booked. It's Paddy who's getting the grief from the guy behind us, but Kai Kennedy should stay on side there.
I know it's one thing I don't get, obviously, like speed him up to take a throw in, but then you add on 7, 8, 9 minutes at the end. It's, I don't really understand it, to be honest.
Bromley come forward, so Kai Kennedy goes into the book, joins Tyler Cordner from York City, and picking up yellow cards for the visitors. It was Lewis Lee who went off, who was booked, as well as Callum Reynolds, who too has gone off. Bromley have it on halfway with a Coley. Sheffield United have equalised at Fulham, and Anthony Robinson own goal. 1-1 there. Leicester have got a second. Jamie Vardy against Stoke as Bromley put it straight into touch on this near side. Decord over Reed gave Fulham the lead before Sheffield United equalised, although there is a VAR there, so that goal, I'll let you know in a minute if that's actually standing. Quite a way behind in that game as well for whatever reason. Forest Green have got one back at Accrington in League 2. Fallowfield gives it back to his goalkeeper, who clears right-footed, long. It's good clearance as well, looking for Harriet, but it's onto the head of the Pakawa. And into midfield it goes for Bromley. Ball over the top. Appeals for handball, nothing given by the referee. Right in front of all the Bromley supporters. Now he's going to run at Callum. Who's that over there? It's Tyler Cordner, and it goes behind for a York City goal kick. Bromley thought it should have been a corner, at least their fans did. But it's a goal kick to York City that's been given. The referee's going to have a word here with Ryan Whitley.
Yeah, just need to keep our tempo a little bit, not just go back into a shape. Still be a little bit more positive. We can't cause problems, especially with the front three we've got now with Kai Kennedy and Callum Harriet. They've fresh legs. But like I said, we just can't just sit in and invite pressure. We do need to be on the front foot.
Bigger crowd than there was here 7 days ago, last Saturday. 4,363, 204 from Bromley, so 200 up on the amount of York City fans compared to a week ago, which is good to see. So that's what happens if you have a last-minute injury time winner on the midweek. Sticks a few on the gate.
Yeah, when we do win, the feel-good factor, not just for the players, for the crowd as well, and it brings fans back again to, hopefully see another York City win.
Oxford City have got a second against Fylde. They lead by 2-0. That's a long ball from Bromley. It's going to go all the way out of play for a goal kick. Ipswich have got a fourth against Preston. Ipswich 4, Preston 2. Rotherham have equalised down at Southampton. 1-1 there. And Ryan Whitley again has a goal kick. The referee keeping a very close eye on the York City goalkeeper to make sure he's moving the ball across to the left-hand side of his penalty area as quick as he can. And he gets ready to clear now in his all-green kit. Just left of centre, looking for Akinyemi. He's beaten to it in the air by a Coley. York City throw-in, 6 minutes plus injury time to go. BBC Radio York. York City leading by 2-1.
Tell you what, I do notice something that Ryan Whitley has got some distance on his kicks now these days.
Kennedy round the back for York City, can't keep hold of the ball. Coley just pushes off him. It really is a mismatch. But Kennedy's done well to keep tracking the ball there, putting the Bromley defenders under pressure. Coley's still struggling to clear, just pushes him off there, Kennedy. Now he's gone down to ground, holding his face there is Kai Kennedy, but I'm sorry, he didn't push it there in your face, Kai. You need to get up, because Bromley are coming forward. They're almost through on goal with Olamola. Callum Howe's done really well to get back in place. Kai Kennedy is now up, still fiddling with his eye, but I didn't see any push in his face there, did you, Scott? You're laughing. He's trying to buy something there, wasn't he?
No, he got. To be fair, he got pushed in the corner and he got pushed off the ball again. To be fair, like, you know, he's a big lad, a centre half, to be honest. But again, great defending, great decision by Callum Howe. He was thinking of Ryan to come out, but didn't come out quick enough. But like I said, just deal with the danger. Kick out for throw and then just regroup. One
of the surprises of this National League season, the struggles of Boreham Wood. They're 2 down now at home to Chesterfield. Barrow have equalised against Notts County, 1-1 there. Charlton have got a goal back against Blackpool, 2-1 at the Valley in League One. On the Championship, I think that might be now. They come forward to Bromley on the right-hand side, just outside the penalty area. Little return ball looking for Passley. Who's that gone off last? Has it gone behind? It's gone behind off McLaughlin for a corner kick.
That's unlucky, to be fair. You know, Paddy done the right thing, got his body in. But like I say, it's very clever from their attacker. You know, just got his leg in front and just kicked it off Paddy. Just that last second, you know. But like I say, we just need to deal with this now.
I think this is the first corner of the second half.
I think it is, yeah.
There's been some free kicks, but I don't think there's been any corners. So Bromley, their first corner, 6th of the match from this near side. And it comes now into the middle. It's too deep, and all the way out the far side in front of those Bromley supporters for a York City throw-in. City will take that. Neil Hardley looking up into the crowd. If you want to let us know in the last hour of the programme as well, yesterday was 100 days since the Ugle family took over York City. What do you make of their first 100 days in charge? At BBC York Sport. Start your message with the word York if you want to text us on 81333. Ryan Fallowfield takes the throw in down the far side of the field. Webster plays it all the way back under pressure from Kai Kennedy to his goalkeeper Smith, who once again is just loitering outside his penalty area. Sweeper keeper gives it back to Byron Webster. And we're going to have a dramatic late finish, just as we did in this game last year, where York City won by 2-1 thanks to a late Manny Duku goal shortly after Max Coogan had been sent off to send City down to 10 men. Near the corner flag, Bromley somehow managed to get across into the box there, slipped at the edge of the area. Batty, so fortunate, it falls to Harriet for York City. That could have gone anywhere. Again, York City's defending have to cut out that ball.
Yeah, it's 2v1 in the far corner and the ball still come in. Like I say, it has to be better. You've got to pride yourself on stopping crosses.
Coley can't do much with that. It's going to fall to Akinyemi on this left-hand side. Puts pressure on Coley, goes into touch. That'll be a Bromley throw-in. Akinyemi doesn't like it, neither does Neil Ardley, but it's the right decision. That is directly in front of us, and I thought that was Akinyemi who put that out.
To be fair, there's a call. He's a big lad because he just shoved Akinyemi off the ball as well. So,
diagonal ball forward from Vennings. Too much on it again. Goes into touch, far side of the ground. 2 minutes plus injury time to go.
Oh, that's good. Keep kicking the ball out of the play. That's what I want to see.
Ryan Fallowfield is in no rush to go and collect the ball. He's got there now. Referee tells him to get a move on. Peterborough 2, Lincoln 0. Charlton have equalised against Blackpool. 2-2 there. Throw in down the line. Bromley head it in field. Dyson heads clear for York City. Coley gets there before Harriet. He finds Whiteley. He lays it off down the left-hand side, who gets past Batty as well. Played down the line to Olamola. Flag goes up. Andy Woodman's not happy. He turns away. It was the right decision. Well, I think he just feels as though things aren't going his way today. Right. Offside, it says on the board. I'm not seeing that. Has that been up every time? There's a big flash of offside on the scoreboard.
It has. I forgot to mention it, to be honest.
It's like the kapow you used to have with back in the 1980s when you're watching your cartoons.
It's like a rugby thing, isn't it?
It is like a rugby thing. Free kick to York City, just outside the penalty area then, that Ryan Whitley's going to take. Referee allowing him to take a few seconds. He clears now, 1 minute plus injury time to go. Down the centre of the field. Pakawa doesn't do much with that one. And he's picked up by Batty. Batty finds Harriet. And Harriet bring it under control. Bounces up, hits Harriet's hand. Allowed to go on by the referee. Comes off Byron Webster last. York City win a corner kick.
Great from Callum Harriet there. Got a bit lucky, to be honest. I thought it was a handball as well, but they're the kind of areas you want him to be in. 1v1 with a centre half. Bit of trickery. And one York a corner with, well, we're just about to go into added time now, so.
Yeah, 30 seconds on the clock. Callum Harriet goes across to take the corner kick. Can City get a third goal that would surely put this game to bed? Callum Harriott goes over. Going to be an in-swinger with the left foot. And it comes now into the middle. Headed away by Byron Webster. On, it's fallen to a white shirt. Now the break is on. City had sent a few men forward here. They've got on the back of Smith. Up towards halfway. Will Smith trying to get back. Played into midfield to Olamola. Far side of the ground. Left wing. Here comes the board. Still got a hold of the ball here. 5 minutes goes up. Whiteley. He comes in field to Vennings. Into the centre it goes, 30 yards from goal. Got to come and close him down. McLaughlin couldn't get there. Now it comes across this near side. Ball down the line to Okoli. He's going to swing it in, is he? No. Not sending it into that York City box yet. Okoli again on this near side. Gets past McLaughlin again, far too easily. Edge of the area. Lays it off to Vennings. Just outside the D. Batty puts the pressure on. Forces Bromley back. City have done well now eventually. Got everyone back behind the ball. Bar Akinyemi, and they've gone all the way back to halfway. I cannot believe they didn't swing that into the box at some point. Webster. Across to Pakawa. He's going to go out to the left-hand side. Gets it back, he's burst forward as well as the big centre forward. Harriott puts the block in, or tries to. Cross comes in. Ryan Whitley gathers his near post. Neil Adley furious that somehow the cross has come in.
Well, to be honest, that is great covering from Callum Harriott.
I agree.
That's his man. He totally switched off, let his man go forward, but his reaction to get back in, to even block the cross and let the ball go back into Ryan, that is superb reactions. That's brilliant from Callum Harriott.
The Bromley fans are counting. Every time Ryan Whitley has the ball, you can hear them. 1, 2, trying to make the referee aware that he's trying to take a few extra seconds. He's gone all the way from his hands, all the way through to Grant Smith, who lays the ball on the floor, comes out of his area and clears left-footed. We've played 90 seconds of the 5 minutes. Cordner heads clear. Okoli sends it back towards the edge of that York City penalty area. Callum Howe, free header, unopposed, back to Okoli. Again, Callum Howe goes over his head, falls to Olamola. City can't get hold of possession here in the dying stages. Left-hand side for Bromley. Tackle comes in over there, and it's going to go into touch. No, it doesn't. It's a foul by Dan Batty, I think, on the Bromley man. And it's a free kick to Bromley.
That's good from York, pressurising 3v1, but again they somehow got out. We're given a free kick, but we have to be brave in this.
Dyson, man of the match. I have to say I'm a little bit shocked by that. I think Scott is as well by the look on his face. Yeah, but Ollie Dyson, that's two home matches in a row, I think.
Yeah, so sometimes I don't disagree in these man of matches.
No, there were some people around us shaking their heads as well there. In comes the ball. The free kick. Almost free header in the centre of the area. Somehow City have got it cleared to the far side. I thought he was just going to nod it past Ryan Whitley there. The edge of the area again. They've still got it, Bromley, and it comes again for a second time. Is it a free header? No, it's flicks off a York City man to this near side, and then Callum Howe can bring it forward. Somehow City escape once more. He holds on to the ball, gives it to McLaughlin. Left wing back, long down this left-hand touchline.
Great ball, Paddy.
He's gone for the corner. Webster's going to have to come across and deal with it. Gives it back to Smith. He's almost sent it back towards his own goal. Into the penalty area it goes. City, of course, have got no one there. So Smith is able to come to the edge of his area to gather. We've got less than 2 minutes of the 5 to go. Grant Smith comes out of his area, clears long once more. City hanging on. Flicked on by Michael Cheek. Going to be picked up on this right-hand side by Passley, but it's gone into touch. Throw into York City. Neil Adley cannot look. He's turned away. He's got his hands over his eyes again.
But how did he miss that header? That was a free header, and he completely missed the ball.
I have absolutely no idea.
Let off for York, but experience from Paddy, holding the ball, and just clip the ball in the corner. That's what he needed. That's what experience is. Just give us that extra 30 seconds to regroup and defend again.
They've got it at the back. Webster, long ball forward, down the centre of the field. Olamola beaten to that one by Howe, but it's going to be picked up by the white shirts. 1 minute, 10 seconds to go. Webster again in the centre circle, burst forward, the centre-back, still got it. To this right-hand side it goes, going to be swung in surely in a second. Passley on this right-hand side, gets past McLaughlin, and it comes now left-footed into the middle. Ryan Whitley's let it go through his hands, into the back of the net it goes. Oh my word, what an absolute mess. Once more, Whitley thought Olamola was going to get a touch on it. He didn't, and it's gone straight through Ryan Whitley. Very, very similar to the goal that was conceded at Ebbsfleet. City have got what they deserve. They didn't deserve to win this game, and they're not going to. It's 2-2.
Oh, dear. that's just a calamity. Like, yeah, everyone would probably blame Ryan, but again, to me, it's a communication between the goalkeeper and the centre halves. No, centre halves are blaming goalkeeper blaming centre halves. We've been dealing it all game. Like, Ryan's come out sometimes all game, and the defence have dealt with it. This time, he stayed in his line, and the defence left it. To be honest, it's a good ball by Bromley. It's in a dangerous area, but there's no one. There's no one around. No one in the box to put a header on it. There's no one going to attack the ball, but we just cause our own errors. Like, in my opinion, it's not deserved, but it's an error.
City kick-off. We've played the 5 minutes of injury time. 2-2, BBC Radio York. Yet another late goal in a match involving York City. This time it's City that have conceded. Long ball forward from corner, headed away by Bromley, who are going to get their point on this near side. Arthurs gets away from his man. Dyson, well, you've got to be careful here, Ollie Dyson. Has to go back from halfway to Ryan Whitley. He clears right-footed from one goalkeeper to the other. Comes out of his area again, does Smith. He clears left-footed. Neil Ardley is not going to be happy when we speak to him after this one. Falls to Kennedy on this left-hand side. That is the full-time whistle. It finishes York City 2, Bromley 2. Both managers shake hands. Pats on the backs for both of them. But York City have just thrown away 2 points there, Scott Barrow.
Yeah, thrown away 2 points. Was it a better performance in the second half? Probably not. Kind of similar to the first half, but one bit of quality from Scott Burgess, a fantastic cross to put on the play for Nelson. It's a great header, off balance in the top corner. But again, like, we go 2-1 up and we just sit back in and invite the pressure. You can't invite the pressure against teams like Bromley because they're going to hurt you. The goal, it's a nothing cross. It's a hit and hope, a left foot in an area where you've got 3 defenders, 3 centre halves and a goalkeeper with no one around. We haven't dealt with it. We've dealt with it all game. Ryan's come out all game. We've cleared our lines. We've dealt with it. But this time Ryan stayed in the box. They haven't cleared our lines and somehow it's gone in the net. No, Ryan blaming the centre half blaming Ryan. But again, we need to look back at it on Monday to try and stop these errors, because these errors are what can go into the FA Cup week. We could have gone up 3 points, probably gone up the table, probably gone 3 or 4 points behind outside playoffs. We would have looked at that then. The start under the gaffer would have been a great start, but again, we're coming off with a point, but it shouldn't be a point, it should be 3.
Bitterly disappointing the way that York City have thrown away those 2 points at the end of the game, Jeremy. It's finished here at the Community Stadium. York City 2, Bromley 2.